Police. Yesterday, police were protesting on behalf of police. And today you are here again doing an illegitimate job. You cannot be serving the whims and caprices of one man. Senator Akpabio is not the constituted authority. A senator wants to resume her duties, constitutional duties. What exactly are you people doing here? You say you are not under instruction. Can you leave so that she can pass? In a National Assembly of 109 senators, we have just 4 women. One of them is the one going through this persecution.
Do you, sir, stand here and then you go back home and meet your children and say to them that indeed they are citizens when you yourself have not shown that you're a citizen? You stand here, you're blocking a senator, a serving senator who is on our way in. The person who will make laws for your child to matter the way the child of Akpabio matters. But you're standing here and you're blocking because you have this that says Sergeant at Arms. You are behaving in a very unconstitutional manner because the National Assembly is supposed to be for everybody. And you know that. So you have said that here, you're not saying anything. Your people have come and left, you're not saying anything. You're afraid to speak. You stand here, you say you're a citizen, and you block the people who want to go in. Sir, look into your life and ask yourself, at this age, is this what you want to do? At this age, is this what you want to be? At this age, is this the Nigeria you want to see? Is this why you go home every day and say to your children that indeed you are building a Nigeria? You are destroying Nigeria. You are destroying the future of your children. And one day you'll be on the streets, you know, as a retired person, begging the state, begging people to come out to protest for you. Yesterday, we had the Nigerian police, the shameless Nigerian. When you have the liver, I be man, not be by mouth. Have the liver to say, who asked you to stop us here? It's not just to stand and move away. 2 people have come here. They say they are security, and they have left.
Well, as you can see, the authorities of the Department of State Justice and police and national security are seeing that over 50 stations are the key entry points, including the main gate, the secretary to the government of the Federation gate, and the annex gate, and the villa gates leading into the complex. Now, the suspended lawmakers representing the center arrived at the gate alongside activists like right advocate Mahati, activist Randy, and a crowd of supporters. The security personnel declined then access to the premises. The people confronted the officers at the gate and challenged them for the alleged instruction issued to prevent clashes and attached entry. While tension escalated, they were chanting push, they forced their way in, and later marched towards the complex. While the security presence comes amid uncertainty surrounding Senator Akpoti's line of suspension of tension, rise about to reclaim her seat in the upper chamber of the National Assembly. So after the introduce my guest, I have Sheriff of Kofi, the financial expert, and the chairman of those outlets. It's good to have you here.
It's good to be here. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to the viewers.
Okay, thank you so much for joining. All right, so my first question I'm just going to ask first to go straight to the point is, okay, now we saw this. Now, a lot of people are saying that is it that the court ruling does not, or rather, let me put it the other way, is it that the Senate President, his own instructions are now higher than the court's ruling? I'll start with you,
well, I don't normally want to be dragged into all their political whatever, so I'm going to look from the point of the law. The first one is this. High Court in Federal Capital Territory have given a judgment. And the judgment is that the suspension of Natasha is unconstitutional. It's very clear. In fact, it is excessive of power that the National Assembly, particularly the House of Senate, give to itself. So it is so, and Natasha also was fined. And what was she fined for? When the case is still going on in the court, when the court has said everybody should maintain status quo, it satirically, paradoxically, said he was apologizing to to the Senate president in a manner that is not good. So the court asks her to apologize, not to Senate president, but to the court, because court has said everybody should maintain status quo. And when you do that, it's a contempt of court. So that was the reason why the issue of 5 billion, and she must meant to make apology in 2 national dailies and also on our Facebook page. That one is. Then from the angle of the Senate, saying they did not receive certified true copy. Certified true copy that within 24 hours, I have it. And I'm not a party in that case. I have it. Then secondly, when they later now said they've had it, they now said it is not explicit. They were not giving order that they should reinstate. They only, that the Lordship just said, in my opinion, I listened to their spokesperson yesterday and I checked my head. That if this is the kind of people that we have in the Senate that cannot read a true copy of a judgment and was changing what the law says, I just shake my head. So in that particular manner, what has happened yesterday, and at the same time, since the National Assembly has not appealed, at least to my notice, they are just saying they've appealed. We've not seen the appeal paper. If they have appealed that particular judgment, Natasha has no business going to the Senate chamber. If they have appealed and our lawyer has been served, that means the case is going on. That one is 1. 2, but I know Senate President himself has challenged that judgment individually, not as a Senate, because of that excessive power that they talk about. If they did not see excessive power, how come the Senate President saw it and went to the appeal to challenge only that one? And don't forget, Natasha also is challenging that judgment on the issue of fine, on the issue of apology. So on that, if the Senate has not appealed it, then Natasha trying to get to the was correct. But if they have appealed, because what it means is that the judgment will stay, then the continuation will happen. Then the police, I won't blame them. The reason why I won't blame them is this. That is what we've turned our security operatives, we've turned them into. And that's it. Some of them, they can't do without the directive. That's why you see that if something happens, they will say, President has directed the IG. President has, you see IG, if it happens in a state, they will say IG has directed the Commissioner of Police. If it happens in one particular area, you will hear Commissioner of Police has directed the DPO. Or directed the area. Everybody normally directed. So this one is also directed. And what did you expect? I still give them kudos that they were being civil.
Yeah.
Because if it is, maybe because Natasha is a senator, number 1. Number 2, maybe because of the Alagidis that followed her, because I saw some other people that follow her.
Yeah.
Maybe because of, and they don't want to, because what Natasha and her people want to achieve was that she should be refunded. But they try much as possible. They were a little bit civil. But one thing that is so certain there is that I think the Senate is giving more publicity
To Natasha.
And the way they are going, I have something in my mind that I don't want to say. Because whether you like it or not, those people that did not even like her
Will start liking
in
her.
Kogi, they will have sympathy. They are already having sympathy for her. And don't forget, she's a female. But my major problem is that if other female senators, that you are just 4, 1 is the one facing all this, and 3 of you just keep quiet, deaf and dumb on this kind of issue, I am surprised.
Okay, I like the fact that you said you can't blame the policemen for actually being there, but just because of one person, we had the DSS, we had the police, and we had the Civil Defense Corps, just to stop one person.
Look. See, if these people, when I was asked to come and be arrested from Alagbon, there is no invite, and I challenge them. If you have invited me, I will run away for that one. So I would have gone there. But because they came with 9 police officers, 4 are duly armed, In fact, they got somebody from area command, they got somebody because of only me. So if they can do that, talkless of Natasha, even if they have to go and carry squad, that is how they do. And it's not peculiar to those people also, the politicians. If they want to go after ordinary Nigerians, they can, all the area commands, they can ask them to go and arrest one innocent person that did not even have a pin, talkless of blade. It is so, that's the reason we will say our police is not enough. But when you want to unleash it unnecessarily, they will be much.
Okay, Shegun, I would like to ask what are your opinions on this matter too?
Well, it's a bit unfortunate. So there are a number of angles that I would like to confront. First of all, I think that when people go to the judiciary for adjudication of a matter between two parties, that the judiciary should adjudicate. You should speak and speak clearly. This habit is beginning to become a habit for the judiciary to issue orders that are ambiguous, where you leave room for interpretation. The case between the PDP, the secretary, the case over the issue of who is the national secretary of the PDP is still something that I think they only just managed to resolve it politically recently. Both sides were claiming that the judgment was in their favor. The case between Labour Party and Abure, Nanadi, Usman, who is caretaker. The caretaker committee went to court. The court ruled, and both sides said the court ruled in their favor. Now, this is the third time where the court is ruling, and both parties are saying it's in their favor. There's something wrong there. And I can't blame just the politicians alone. I think that if the courts were sincere, if they mean business, and if they want to be clear and exercise their power and authority to intervene in matters between parties, which is their constitutional role, then they should speak. Speak clearly.
I was going to ask.
Let's speak clearly.
I was going to ask that in this situation, don't you think it's the court that has the right to come out and speak and say, okay, Natasha should resume?
No, the way I'm not a lawyer, but I've been involved in enough cases, and over the years, learning from lawyers and all that, it doesn't work that way. They have issued a ruling, an order, and some people have either obeyed or not obeyed. It is at either if there's a next sitting, or if there's no next sitting, one of the parties must approach the court again to say, this order you gave, this person did not follow it, charge them for contempt. You now file for contempt proceedings against them. So, Natasha, that's why you hear she said, I will speak to my lawyer. So that's the next recourse that I feel she must do that. So the courts have to do better. They have to be more clear, when they are, especially when it's politics. Politicians are simply too, you can't catch them. You can't catch them. If you want to hold them, you must hold them by the wrist like this. Make sure that your grip is firm. Otherwise, they will wriggle out. So the court should be firm. Having said that, if you listen to what Natasha said, I followed her explanation, and then I went to check with my own eyes, provisions of the Constitution. She was absolutely correct. Under the Constitution, I think Section 218, it provides the types of decisions that a court can give in Nigeria. He talked about order, he talked about ruling, he talked about recommendation, he talked about judgment. There's a fifth one I can't remember, right? So now, Section 387, subsection 3, I think, she quoted it. If you go and check that one, 287, sorry. If you go and check that one now said, all decisions, whether it is order, judgment, ruling, recommendation, all decisions of any court in the Federal Republic of Nigeria is binding.
Even if the judge is a drunkard.
Parties.
Even if the judge is a drunkard.
No, whether it's a drunkard, whether it's a fool, whether it's mad, he has issued a decision. The two combining words in those two sections was decision. So now what the Senate, the reason I'm saying this and the reason Natasha talked about it is that what the Senate claimed is that the court only recommended. They didn't order them. That's one of the claims of the Senate. So The Constitution does not recognize anything called recommendation. It is a decision of a court. You must obey it.
Yeah.
You are bound. So as it stands now, the Senate is in contempt, and if Justice Binta Nyako wants to exercise her full power, somebody will go to jail. 6 months. They can go to prison. So it's up to Natasha to see who does she want to nail. Is it is it the Senate president? Is it the clerk? Who is responsible for implementing that order? Of course, we know that nobody will go to jail. But it's important, while I was discussing this thing yesterday and I was analyzing it, my wife was asking me that in Nigeria, previous government is now normal for people to disobey court order. That the Buhari not disobey court order in the case of Kanu, in the case of Zaki. So I now told her, look, yes, that has always happened. And I've always maintained in those cases that why did the people, the defense counsels in those cases not file for contempt? They could have filed for contempt because court issues an order, release this person, give them bail. You didn't obey it. Go back to court and say, these people did not obey your order. Please, can you hold them in contempt? And then let's see what will happen. But nobody agrees to do that.
Even if they have immunity, there is a way court normally do it. Any case that has to do with the government, they will not touch it.
Everybody cannot. You see, the thing is that everybody cannot have immunity. So the person I know that has immunity in any case is president and governor. Then legislators in the execution of their legislative duties, they have immunity. But the Attorney General of the Federation don't get immunity. He can be sent to jail. He's just an appointee of government. It would be nice. Let's see some of these guys. Let them also go and eat beans. So that's it for me. I think that the judiciary needs to do better in making sure that they are clear. And they have to do better in trying to protect their own authority by holding people in contempt when these types of things happen. And then the politicians also, we need to demand better of them. Let them respect us as their constituents.
I was going to say yesterday, they claimed that they haven't received any.
No, they later said they have admitted. But they said it was in the. But I read the true copy, certified true copy, more than 5 times. And I discovered that for the fact that somebody is not a lawyer does not mean somebody should not have sense. Yes, now. For the fact that some people are not lawyers does not mean that everybody that is not a lawyer does not have sense.
Or can read and understand.
Because one thing there is that it was written in English, was not written in Latin or Hebrew, that will have said, or in Arabic, that will have said, because I don't understand that particular language. They are just being economical with the truth. And let me tell you one thing. It is not about the Senate President Gospel Akpabio. It is not about all the senators now. It is about our institution.
Exactly.
And all of them, they took an oath. They are going to defend the Constitution, and they are lawmakers.
Yeah.
And they do not want to follow the law of the country. What is there? If you want to appeal to judgment, appeal to judgment straight.
Exactly.
And what is there? You will have allowed that. When you allow that, you want to now go to appeal the court. But I just know that a situation in which our politicians they turn themselves into God, they think they are more powerful than our laws, and the laws make them senators. So, and the same thing now, they did not want to even follow the same law. It is so barbaric. Look at the way Ahmed Lawal and Gospel Akpabio later became a senator.
It's all very, very unfortunate.
So, by the time we're now doing that, I'm telling you, it's going to go to a particular time that even the poor also will not even obey the law.
And then we'll go descend into anarchy.
Okay, let's quickly pick a call and see if our viewer has something to say. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, person dropped. All right, I'm going to read some messages so we can go over to the next one. This is a Senate president is not happy because Natasha exposed him of his truth. That's Simon from Lagos State. Another says, good afternoon, crew. Okay, this is quite long. Oh, wow. Good afternoon, crew. It's unfortunate that the Senate has made Nigeria a world's laughing stock by focusing on intimidating and tarnishing the image of Natasha, all because she said her truth concerning the sexual harassment of Akpabio. Is this what they do in a saner country? Police also doing eye service for government. Now, check the past of Akpabio. He has been caught in the act to the extent that a woman slapped him when he was in Niger, when he was the Niger Delta minister. Unfortunately, many women, including your first lady, has not supported her, but speak to support Akpabio's act. If not that Natasha was a woman of steel and resolute women, she would have been trampled and humiliated. Remember what happened in Kogi when APC government wanted to recall her and remove her as a senator, but she prevailed over them. She will prevail over this rubber stamp Senate and all APC sycophants. It's a shame. It's a shame the worst of us is really in the best of us. Truly, there was a country.